yes here is often a maybe. Is this a cultural thing? What is this?
I think it's a Web3 thing, and the fact that maybe there's not much excitement and innovation. A yes is a maybe because there's the same 1,000 people at the same 1,000 conferences
You just
saying
want to
the
say
same
yes
1,000
to
things.
everything that you can.
No, but in America, we say yes to a coffee or say yes to something because you never know who you're sitting with.
Do you think it's a good time for some people in the industry to move here?
When you have a product that's not well cooked and you come here and you need money, I don't think it's gonna go well. Come here with the product that's cooked and you'll explode. In a city full of, 0 to 1s, come here going from 1 to 10 and you'll go to 100. But understanding that your retail market is not here. So that's what gets me excited about Dubai. But I still do love Southeast Asia a lot. I think Southeast Asia has a lot of opportunity to do what Dubai did 8 years ago.
We're in Dubai with Crypto New Z and in partnership with Global Blockchain Show, taking place here in Dubai in December. And today I'm with Kevin from Gima Group.
Thank you so much.
Kevin, let's start from the beginning. What got you into this industry?
Oof, how much time do we have?
We have all the hero. Give me the
quick-
fun story,
yeah.
not the quick one.
Oh, the fun story? It's only fun because I started as a Wall Street trader, not in New York, but I was going to school in San Francisco. And it was the financial crash, 2008. So I graduated in 2010. It was like December 2010, so 2011. And so we just gotten out of the crash. I was a finance major, super stoked, about to start life. There's no jobs. There's nothing. I love trading, borrowed my first $2,000 from my dad. That went to, S in a very bad, I went down, very bad. I almost cussed there, so I tried to keep it clean, It went badly.
Okay.
And then there's no jobs, but I still have a passion for trading. So I got into the commodities markets and started short trading commodities, oil.
Okay.
It was a very exciting time, actually, because oil had just dumped from like 130 a barrel to 26 a barrel. So we kept that position, not a bad position. And then I was doing entrepreneurship since I was in high school. I had a company called listentohouse.com. It was early day house music. Yeah, so cliche, right? And we had brought over house music from Europe to America. So we started that when I was in high school in 2004 or 5, and we kept it going. I would go to Amsterdam every year, the Amsterdam Dance Event, which is a very famous event for dance music. So I would go and I would rent homes from wherever I could. Poor college student with my best friend, John Shinto, my best friend. And we would do this. And it was before Airbnb. So I had to type finding homes. So it was literally the guy that said, I think it was like Canal Apartments in Amsterdam.com. Awesome SEO.
Great.
After 3 years, he's like, you guys have come to rent in my house for 3 years. You seem like smart guys. You're young. And, I know you're here for ADE, but you're not like raging all the time. What do you do? Told him about our tech stack. We had an online music radio station, 24/7, 365. We also had a music label. So we were excited. At 3 a.m, after a night of partying, came home a little stumbly. I came in, he said, come over to my apartment. It was October 22nd or 3rd, 2011. And he teaches me about Bitcoin. And this guy is one of the smartest men in my life, still to this day. Again, shout out Sheryl Larson. You know who you are. He teaches me about Bitcoin. He says, I'm gonna teach you how to
But
change
you're
is gonna
coming
work.
back from a rave.
Okay, yeah, I didn't use rave, but thank you. Yes, it was a rave.
No, I'm trying to picture this. You're coming back from a rave. Yeah, I'm assuming you had some drinks, at least.
It was Amsterdam.
And which you can go further. And you come back home and he goes like, come to my place, which is, like if it was a girl, it would be
No
question.
girl. It was a nerd. It was a super nerd bunch at 3 a.m. We knew who he was.
So why at that time to talk about Bitcoin? It's
He was also just
perfect
coming back at like whatever. He would go to this jazz bar off of oh my gosh, I almost forgot the name. I'm gonna butcher the names like Kierzengrok. That's my Dutch.
Someone watching
Terrible.
will go like,
Yeah. The comment section is gonna destroy me for this. It's next to the fire station off of
Okay.
Kierzengrok. And he said he's a little happy too. He's having a good night, but he said just come over. We're gonna hang out. We're gonna have some drinks. So Sheryl calls us in. We learn about Bitcoin. I think it was crazy. I thought he was crazy.
wait, what year is this?
2011, October 22nd or 3rd, if I'm not mistaken, to the day. Yeah.
Okay.
And ADE had just finished, and we were doing the after events. We always used to hang out for like a week after.
Okay.
And he says, come into my house to learn about Bitcoin. I'm going to change the world. And then we learn how Bitcoin is going to change the world. Thought he was crazy. He also graduated with Sergey Brin of Google.
Okay.
So he has a PhD from Stanford, not a dumb guy. Very smart guy. Smartest guy in my life.
This guy obviously knows what he's talking about.
We didn't know that then. We know that now. He's also breathing fire. We're breathing fire. We're learning about Bitcoin. We leave it. Come back. We said he's crazy. We come back next October, as we do every October. And he says, did you take a look at what I taught you a year ago? I said, no, it's crazy. What is this? Internet magic money, fake stuff, whatever. Like, I have to pay bills. Like, I'm a young college student, just got out. I got to, get out of my parents' house. Next year, he teaches us about crypto mining. Now you have my attention because I'm a tech. I'm a nerd. Never coded anything in my life, but I love that stuff. I speak both sides of the table, business and tech. Then December, we go back home. John Shinto and I, my friend. And in January 2013, we started Bitrig Builders, a crypto mining service out of Southern California.
No more music.
We did it, actually. Yeah, we kept doing music, but it was right around the time like Apple Music, Spotify Music, all these music were like taking over.
Oh, I see.
So our market was dwindling. House music was starting to catch on fire. Our friends like the Chainsmokers and people like that were young and coming up, and so we had to.
The chain smokers.
Yeah, we had. I'm in the music video, the selfie music video. It's like us in 2000.
Always
people,
at the Access in at Encore in Vegas. Every year I go to Vegas, they're there.
They're awesome guys, and now they're not. They also have Mantis VC, which is a $100 million plus VC firm investing in Web3. So they're not just musicians. So
They have
kudos
some
to
NFTs, I heard.
kudos to Drew and.
Yeah.
So we came back. We started Bitrig Builders, and there you go. The rest is history.
You start mining.
We started mining Bitcoin off of
where?
ASIC miners, those little USB stick looking things in the early days. And then we started to branch out from there. That's when all the alts were starting to begin. So Litecoin, early day Ethereum 2015 now. By the end of 2015, we sold that company. We were doing like custom mining rigs for the guy next door, all the way to the corporation in the valley.
No, I know. My mom, in 2012, my mom gave her Bitcoin to be mined.
Oh, wow.
My mom started mining in 2012. My mom,
What a genius.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. She got a lot of it stolen.
Okay, same with me. Cripsy took 21,000 of our Litecoins when we were mining. So boom, there goes that.
My
Flash
mom got
crash.
over 40 Bitcoins.
Yeah, that's super sad.
Easily. Yeah.
But when you've been in that long, you've seen some stuff.
Yeah.
You've seen some stuff. So Cripsy went down, took 21,000 Litecoin. Poloniex, or later on, 2017, Mt. Gox. We were part of Mt. Gox. Not much, but it did hurt as a young Bitcoiner. Never got that rebate back. Never got that payment back. A shuttle got a lot taken in Mt. Gox. We sold that in late 2015, and we started my current company, Gima Group. Gima Corp back then, and now Gima Group. Well, we invest, advise, participate in Web3 projects, and more now in gaming and esports, but it's a conglomerate of alternative assets.
Pretty cool. So
Yeah.
are you like a Bitcoin maxi then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say like I'm 90-10. Like I'm
90-10.
yeah, like 90% Bitcoin.
10%.
I'd like just, I'm excited about that. But the alts hurt me so much. I can admit that now. It's not like, I wouldn't be sitting here today if I was all in Bitcoin, but I wouldn't be sitting here today if I was all in Bitcoin. Had I just mined Bitcoin from 2013, we would not be having this conversation. Let's be very honest. But because I started to venture into different alts, which anybody who tells you that early on, I knew Bitcoin was going to be the one, it was going to... BS. Like, maybe Shuttle is the only one that I know, but I was young and dumb. We had to try it.
Yeah.
Now, what it had taught me was exactly that, teaching me. And it taught me about life. It taught me about trading. It taught me about exploring. We learned a lot more about tech. But everyone thinks that's the coin, or that's the alt, or that's the thing. We were no different. So when GPU mining came up and the Ethereum days, a bunch of forks were happening. And so you want to be at the front of the line. Now, 99% of those went to zero and are no longer around. Some of them were rug pulls, scams, bad eggs, and some of them just weren't good projects. Zcash is a great one to talk about because it had a flash crash.
Yeah, I know.
From 1,100 to sub 100. So when you're mining Zcash for 9 months straight, your break even just went from 9 months to 100 months.
Yeah.
So we lost a lot of money in the Zcash crash. Had I just stayed mining Bitcoin, we would not be having this similar conversation. But I got some stories.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Learning right there, I guess. Now Bitcoin is going through its renaissance.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about this? People building on Bitcoin.
I'm super stoked.
You are?
Oh, yeah. For the first time in 10 years, we actually have building on Bitcoin. So Bitcoin DeFi is going to be the first time that we're going to be able to see the shift. What shift? Not in dominance, because that's happening in front of our eyes anyways, but in the floodgates opening to something like DeFi. DeFi has been in such a terrible place over the cycle one that because the UX was terrible, all of the products, most of them, not all, Aave and Compound are doing their great work, but every other product really was a mess. They didn't know how to build. They didn't know who they were building to. They had very little security layers. So we have constant hacks, constant bad eggs. And if it's not neither of those, it's just a bad product. I've advised some projects where now I look back, I was like, that's just not a good product. So I'd love to see Bitcoin DeFi for the first time, get those dormant wallets, because there's no reason to be using your Bitcoin. Everybody's telling you out there, why are you spending your Bitcoin? Why are you using your Bitcoin? For the first time with these products end to end. I don't care if it's a play to earn game in Bitcoin. I don't care if it's a staking, yield farming, DeFi. We can use our Bitcoin to get Bitcoin. And that's what Bitcoin was created for, to keep it in Bitcoin.
So with your new company, what do you focus on? Is it just mainly this ecosystem? Like, what's your gameplay here?
I'd say, of course, blockchain, Web3. Web3 is so broad now. And then we used to call ourselves an alternative investments company. Now, alternatives used to be AI, which we were early on, and blockchain. Neither of those are alternative anymore. They're quite mainstream.
They are still called alternative in the real world outside of our bubble.
Correct. In New York or in London, it's still an alternative investment, right? But for me, being so knee-deep in it, it's no longer alternative. It's so in your face, especially living in Dubai for 8 years. I was born and raised in Los Angeles, California. Now, there's nothing going on in Los Angeles, California for these type of assets.
So risk averse compared to here. And
Sure.
it's not. Like, it's the US still, obviously.
Right.
California is like SF. There's no risk averse. I shouldn't even say that. Like, risk averse would be like Europe, then even.
Yeah. They're super risk off.
But when you compare it to Dubai, which was my point, obviously here things are just like everything goes. Like this is my second time here, and it feels like the energy that people have around like ideas, optimism, like the mentality is like obviously whatever they're on, it's going to happen. There's no doubt. And so like I find that really interesting. I think that must play into obviously how you then go and act in the world.
Now, couple that with the two fastest growing technologies in human history, blockchain and AI, right? I think we're moving too fast in Dubai specifically. Now, I gave my life to this country 8 years ago and it's given me everything back. Can't deny that because there was nothing going on in America for blockchain and crypto specifically, and now AI, very little compared to here. Now, I shouldn't say that. The Silicon Valley is doing great, but with AI. But what you talk about like Web3, and you don't proverbially get punched in the mouth as a startup, right? You need to fail. You need to see failure. You need to be told no by 100 VCs. You need to, like, that's the American, right? Like, don't get too patriotic. Like, don't think I'm so patriotic, but that's the fact of like entrepreneurship was like hearing 100 no's, getting the door shut on you, and then failing this, that, and the other. In Web3, and especially in Dubai, there's a lot of yeses. There's a lot of yes men. There's a lot of yeses around. Yes, we can do that. Yes, we can raise that.
But
Yes.
I've also heard that the yes here, and you tell me if this is right.
Yeah.
A yes here is often a maybe. It's to buy time. Is this a cultural thing? What is this?
No, I think it's a Web3 thing, and the fact that maybe there's not much excitement and innovation, right? And so when you're in a place with like a lot going on, then maybe a yes is a maybe because there's the same 1,000 people at the same 1,000 conferences saying the same 1,000 things.
You can.
No, but in America, we say yes to a coffee or say yes to something because you never know who you're sitting with. You never know who you're going to get that deal from. So take that coffee. Here, I have to take 10 coffees to get to know, oh, that was never going to be a yes, right? But that's the youth of the industry. Now, but look at the great things that have come out of here. It's the center of the world for regulations, crypto, payments, exchanges now. So I would argue that keep fighting for those yeses.
You're very bullish on Dubai.
I'm bullish. I'm bullish.
Here, they're like the same. Like they just out here recently. They say that this is amazing.
Yeah,
it's great for crypto. I think so. Do you think it's a good time for some people in the industry to move here? Like time-wise, is it good or not really?
I think it's always a great time to have a foot here. Depends on what you're doing, right? Like, don't come here expecting what people tell you on the internet. We call it shaking your tin can in America. Don't come here asking money, 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 because that's the cliche thing of Dubai. Come here with the product, but understand that the retail market isn't so much here. There's only so many people here. Within a stone throw of just take a circle, you have some big countries in the GCC, but if you compare it to the circle in somewhere like circle around Malaysia, you have like 200 million people, right? So when you have a product that's not well cooked and you come here and you need money, I don't think it's going to go well. Come here with a product that's cooked and you'll explode. In a city full of, 0 to 1s, come here going from 1 to 10 and you'll go to 100. Okay. So that's what gets me excited and bullish about Dubai, because we're builders. The people we invest in are N+1. We can't help you go from 0 to 1. That was our early days. Our company and our thesis is get to 1, find your first customer, get your first dollar revenue, whatever. We'll take you to 10. No better place in the world than here. But understanding that your retail market is not here in full, in capacity, right? So that's what gets me excited about Dubai. But I still do love Southeast Asia a lot. I think Southeast Asia has a lot of opportunity to do what Dubai did 8 years ago. Dubai is now an adult in the tech scheme of things. A lot parts of Asia are in their teenager phase, but with adult level money. The backing of Hong Kong, Singapore, even Malaysia is doing great work. Thailand, Vietnam with the fastest growth rate in GDP. Not a bad place to be with retail market. So, but this is the center of the world for crypto and blockchain.
So everyone is bullish about next year. What are your...
I'll tell you in 7 days.
In 7 days?
The election.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I mean...
As we're recording this, it's Halloween.
Yeah.
Right? It's Halloween night. Wow. Happy Halloween. As the American. In 7 days, 6 days, everything can change. The world's going to flip upside down.
See, what I heard from previous guests, and I've, let's say if it was like a mental pool in my mind, if Kamala wins, nothing changes. It's great. They say it's great, everything's so good, but not much changes. If Trump wins, then
it's on.
Then it's on.
It's on. I think that's right, because forget about who you like or don't like. Forget about this. Just look at narrative. Mm-hmm. One is talking about it. One is building on it, for Christ's sake. Like, he's literally built a DeFi platform, although not very good. I don't love it. But better than nothing. You got to fail to stand up. Fail fast, fail forward. So that's cool. One is having conversations with techs that are building for that, right? He's putting cabinet members in place that's printing a Doge token every day on Twitter, Mr. Elon Musk. Now, that's funny, but at least it's energy. And crypto needs energy to get the regulators to come talk about it, to get the people to build on it, and then we can do it. We're only 15 years into this whole thesis, 10 years of real building. So if someone's talking about it, building on it, wanting to go toward it, they have my vote.
And it's good for the U.S. market as well. If like everyone says that U.S. is, we have people are worried about regulation when they do stuff. Like some people can't even throw an event in the U.S. because of regulation. Great. So, okay. But what are your other predictions for next year? Like, what are you expecting?
Yeah. I think we had an all-time high yesterday. Did it hit? I've been that event to event. It hit, but the high-frequency guys took it right back down, right?
Of course.
So we might have broke it by a couple bucks. I don't know. I've been at event to event like yourself. And next year, you can look at the DeFi 2.0. Mm-hmm. I saw DeFi 1.0 in the first run. The recirculation of gaming. Gaming's coming back, and I think that's a massive adoption play. You have some massive AAA games coming out there, but you're going to see a replay of Web3 gaming. Web3 communities are going to be more sophisticated. They're not going to be just crypto bros yelling at each other on Twitter.
Thank God.
Those aren't going away, by the way. Those are actually here to stay forever. We need them, but they're going to get more sophisticated. Those that can take advantage of the sophisticated communities that are really getting together, building something crazy, are going to do something crazy. And I do think that some things like AI, crypto trading, are going to be at the forefront. That's a very sophisticated product. DeFi is a sophisticated product. So toward the end of next year, we'll see our real all-time high. And if Bitcoin continues its thesis, Trump, Kamala or not, you'll see also a very nice crash toward the end of that as well. Where?
For everyone watching, where can they find you?
LinkedIn. I love LinkedIn. I think I'm not so active on the post there. My name, Kevin Soltani. And Instagram. I'm as real as they come. I'll give you the real raw story. So Kevin Raham Soltani at all the platforms.
Kevin, thank you.
Thank you.